So I'm trying to carry on a little from what I was doing yesterday, testing some helicopters. It wasn't very successful yesterday, not really. If it was a bit frosty yesterday, as you can probably see, it's very frosty this morning. I came a wee bit later in hopes of compromising between wind and temperature. Yeah, that is bound. This is my other Blade CX2. That's what the CX2 used to look like. They're on the picture there on the box of the red thing. This is one I've got the Jet Ranger body on, and I do. One's got the Jet Ranger body on, and the other's got this type of body on. They're both just basically CX2 as well, and it's got metal head parts and whatever as well. Again, it's not really an outdoor helicopter, and I'm not going to let it fly far. I just want to see how it flies compared to the other one. Flew okay, except there was something a bit weird about it. It was periodically doing pirouettes that weren't commanded, and dropping power. Again, it's about like yesterday. There's not much wind, but it's enough to blow a very low-powered helicopter away. And these things are very, well, not everything I've got is very low power. See this one? It's there, yes. I guess because that's the way where the wind is. It's going off to the right, and I can't stop it going off to the right, I don't think. Let's not go up. Going up too much is you do not want to do with a helicopter where you've got no power. That's what the mistake I made with the 911 yesterday. I let it in there. Don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm trying to get this guy back towards me. I'm not going to let him go very far. I'll drop him in the grass rather than let him go very far.
Time remaining 6.
I'm doing I am doing these weird hops on purpose in this case. I'm trying. This is my futile attempt to get this helicopter to come back towards me. So I get him as low as I can and then punch the power and lean him forwards in the hope that I can hop him forwards towards me. Drop him, punch, and forwards. I think that's about as good as I'm going to do getting this guy towards me. This a breath of wind, and it's enough for this guy that he can't really. He's flying better than the other one though, actually. He hasn't done any weird. The other one was doing weird, uncommanded pirouettes. I'll just drop him there, I think. The other one was doing weird. The other CX2 I tried yesterday with a Jet Ranger body. I'll have to have a look at it, but it was flying, but periodically it would do this weird, uncommanded pirouette. See, it's a coax. You know, it's got two sets of blades, one of which go one way and one which go the other. And I think one set of blades, for some reason, was failing to turn spasmodically on the other one briefly. I wonder if there's a tooth missing on a gear or something, or I'll give it a careful inspection. This one, such as it is, seems to be flying perfectly okay. That's as well as a CX2 flies. That's it. Blade CX2 with some minor modifications. Actually, it looks like I've put a 180 canopy on it, but it's actually a Blade. So yesterday I completely lost this little WL Toys V911. It flew over there towards that tree there, and I let it. I did the classic thing. Fixed pitch helicopter, I'm trying to bring it towards me, I give it power, but there was a little bit of wind going south, and instead of coming towards me, it just kept going up, and I couldn't pull it towards me, and it went down over there. Obviously I did find it, and nothing actually broke. The only thing that happened was one set of these little head links came off. Now, I was then testing it in my yard after I got home and put the links back on, and I managed to fly it in the yard into myself, and lose one set of links, but I had spares. So I've put new links on. Although that was my last set of spares. So I've ordered some new ones now. You don't normally lose them all that much, but you know, if they come off outdoors, you can. I mean, at home you'll generally find them, and they are more often not only come off one end anyway. Now, I'm not going to make the mistake of letting this guy get very far in the air. I just want to show that he's back and he's flying, and he's not really an outdoor. Whoa, he was live. I didn't think he'd be live then. I thought he was waiting for me to give him throttle before he really hooked up. Let's see then. I mean, these are lovely little helicopters, but they're not really meant for outdoor flight. You know, they're just going to get blown away, and you're not going to, as happened to me yesterday, even with a little bit of wind, they're just going to get blown away and you're not going to be able to bring them back. There isn't much wind now. Anyway, as you can see, I've managed to get his head links back. See, he's creeping away even now. Yeah. Creeping away. The last thing you want to let him do is climb a lot, because I think we better just go and get him. So this is what happened yesterday, and you just keep doing that and he'll just creep away, and once he gets too far away, yeah, then you drop him in the long grass and it's a bugger to find him. At least here I can just land him on the short grass and I can see him anyway. So there you are. WL Toys V911 original. Well, I think actually this is what they call the V911 V2. But it's not. It's certain they have one they call now that they call the V911S, which is nothing like this whatsoever. It's a flybarless, fixed pitch, 6-axis stabilized helicopter. This doesn't actually have stabilization. It's very stable inherently because of the flybar, but it doesn't have computerized stabilization. The new one is V911S. It's a hair bigger. It's based on the V977, V988 series. I've got a V977 with me, which I'll get out later today if I have a chance, between other experiments. Anyway, that's a collective pitch with helicopter with optional stabilization, the V977. Anyway, this is the original, more or less the original. I think it's the V2, but I mean, it's the original single rotor fixed pitch flybar V911. Terrific little helicopter. I was just looking yesterday. Even now, the price is only up to $45 Canadian for, you know, the whole from Banggood for the whole, you know, ready to fly set like that with batteries, controller, and everything. WL Toys original V911. Okay, I'm afraid I'm still following up on trying to yesterday's problems. I tried to fly a Blade 120 SR yesterday and I could not. I tried 3 different batteries with it and I couldn't get it off the ground. Well,
throttle cut off. Throttle cut on.
Well, I couldn't get it more than about 10 inches off the ground anyway. So this is a different Blade SR, 120 SR. I mean, it's the same basic helicopter, but this is a different one. I see it's got some metal head parts, but oddly enough, not a metal swash plate. It's probably, I didn't break the swash plate. I probably broke something else and just replaced it with metal parts. I don't know. So, let's see if this one flies any better than the other. Again, it's a fixed pitch flybar helicopter, so I can't let it get far away from me outside. It's going to cause...
Throttle cut off.
It's going to have problems. Whoa. Well, it's certainly... Why is it vibrating like that? Well, it's flying better than the other one in that it gets in the air, but something seems to be out of balance. It's vibrating badly. Flying a lot better than the other one, though. It is a new battery as well. This is a new battery. It's a new nanotech. Whoa. Well, it's obviously, it's a bit of a It's a new nanotech battery that I took out of its packaging. should probably... Although he does seem to be settling down a bit, but...
Time remaining 5 minutes.
I've got him on max rates such as he is, and I really cannot get him to come forward at all. Oh, we better just drop him. Oops.
Throttle cut on.
Almost was behaving as if he got a chipped blade or something, but I don't see anything really wrong with either of those blades. So they're Raycon heli parts he's got on him. Well, no. Nope, I do not see any real significant... They might have been dinged ever so slightly, but I don't see any real chips in those blades. I don't know.
Throttle cut off.
He's certainly jiggering badly, isn't he, though? I don't know.
Throttle cut on.
I don't know what the problem is. There's always something. Well, he flies, but he something seems badly out of balance. Is there a problem? No, I was just wondering if there was something wrong with the fly bar. Maybe, maybe if there were little weights in it or something and one of them was missing or something. Because it seems like seriously out of balance, but I can't see why. I cannot see why. But anyway, on the other hand, it definitely seems to have more power. I mean, it gets in the air. The other one I couldn't even get in the air. I think maybe the brush motor, and the other one's just died. Blade 120. Okay, now this one, this is another helicopter I didn't get around to trying again yesterday. This is an Assault 100. Assault, I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce it. CP. Assault 100 CP. Now, this one actually, frankly, has me thoroughly confused, because I have a model in my DX9 for this, but I don't remember how I was proposing to fly it in the DX9, because it seems to be a high sky. And I don't think I have a plug-in model to fly high sky from the DX9, so I can't remember, and it certainly won't bind DSM2 or DSMX, so I don't really know how the heck I was proposing to fly this. I'm trying to fly it now with a little high sky transmitter which came with some other, but this isn't, I don't know. This is not even the right transmitter. So we do seem to have throttle cut on. Now we don't have throttle cut on. But we don't have any idle up switch on this thing. This is actually a... Whoa. High head speed. Whoa. Nippy little thing. Nippy little thing. I don't have any... well, actually I do. It does in fact have a hook, I think. Oh dear. Well, I think we're actually in idle up mode. Yeah, this is not the right transmitter for him, and I don't have any control over modes, but I think we're, based on the way he's behaving, I would assume we're in idle up mode. Oh no, but we can't be, can we? Because he wasn't spinning the blades up with negative, so he's just very nippy in normal mode, I guess. He is very nippy. He is a 2-cell, brushless. 2-cell battery, brushless motor. I've got to figure out what the heck I was proposing to do. He's very nippy. I got to figure out what I was proposing to do so I can fly him with a DX9. Because you'll notice, of course, because he's collective pitch, I have no problem dropping him, unlike the fixed pitch helicopters where it's such a struggle to get him to come down. This guy comes down with force. Well, I need to figure out how to fly him properly with a proper transmitter. This transmitter is not meant for him, and although it connects to him, I have, you know, as I say, it has no idle up switch, so, well, I don't know who was beeping about what there, quite honestly. Something beeped, but I don't know what and why. I thought for a moment I'd accidentally turned the transmitter off, but no, I haven't. Well, because the wet is not ideal for these things. I assume since I've got a model for him in the DX9, I assume I managed to fly him with the DX9 at some point, but I'm blowed if I can remember how I managed to accomplish that. He's not got a satellite receiver on. Oh well, something else to look into, I just don't remember. But as an Assault 100, which is at least going up and down, albeit not quite the way it should. While I've got the high sky transmitter out, I thought we might as well try and fly the plane the helicopter that came with it, which is this little high sky HFP80. This is a much smaller helicopter than that Assault 100 I was just trying to fly. Trying to see his motor, and I guess he's a brushed motor. He takes the tiniest little battery, a 150 milliamp hour battery with a Molex connector. Fixed pitch flybarless again. Now this is fixed pitch flybarless. We are bound to this transmitter. Again, because he's a fixed pitch helicopter, we've got to be very careful not to let him get away in the wind. Whoa. Well, that's full power. So I guess this battery is not giving him much power. So there you go, a helicopter that hovers 2 inches off the ground, basically. Safe. A special safety feature, it won't go more than 2 inches above the ground. Although even then it's going away. Even at that, we're nose in here. Oh, it's actually going up a bit further now, because some of this may be the cold here. Oh, there you go, it actually finally got up in the air. Strange helicopter flying here. Some pretty strange helicopter flying. Yes, I didn't remember him being only going 2 inches above the ground. Indoors, I don't think that's a problem. Actually, it's not a bad little helicopter now. Now he's actually consented to go more than a couple of inches above the ground. As he warmed up a bit. So this is the high sky HFP80, and this is the I guess I bought this ready to fly. This is the transmitter that came with him, I believe. I'm sorry, my memory of how I bought these things. They were mostly bought a while ago. Most of these I'm trying today. I guess his power is sort of going down a bit again, but considering he wouldn't go up at all in the beginning, is hardly surprising. Let's not get him too close. He's not. I know the winds maybe died down because he's really not going away anywhere very much. There you go. The high sky HFP80. Whoa. Oh, I thought I landed him quite decently there, but then he decided to fall over. That's the problem on this grass, you know. It's. I'll see if I don't want to fly him again, but I'll see if I can spin him up again, at least to get some of the water off. It's unfortunate that it's so wet because it was frosty and now the sun's melted most of the frost. Yeah, even in the shadow there it's actually finally managed. Now I don't want to... Yeah, he spins up pretty gently, so it's not really a problem to spin him up without taking him off. There you go. Oops. Oh, you know what it is? That beep, I know what it is. It's because I'm inadvertently, I can't get this blasted turnbuckle off without touching the trim button. That's what it is. Anyway, there you go. Hisky HFP80. I guess for fixed pitch, single rotor. Really takes the tiniest batteries though, but if you can actually get him to power up, he flies quite decently for a fixed pitch, you know, single rotor, flybarless, you know, fixed pitch helicopter. Anyway, so this is the WL Toys V977, which I think probably you'd have to say is the top end of the best of the WL. This says PowerStar X1 on it, but it is basically a WL Toys V977. This is really the best of the WL Toys 100 size helicopters, I think. Well, not, I mean, they have their different purposes, and that's fine. But this one is 3D, 6-axis gyro, collective pitch. So it can do pretty much whatever you want, but it's probably not the best helicopter for someone who's never flown any helicopter before. I'd suggest starting with the V911 for that, the original V911, not the current V911S, although you could start with the current V911S, which is a bit similar to this, actually, but with heavy stabilization, and it's always stabilized, the 911S. I don't have a 911S though, so I'm not speaking for experience on that. But anyway, let me see if I can fly this. He's got, you know, he's got a relatively high head speed and things, but he's very stable from what I remember. Famous last words. We're going to try and spin him up. There we go. Yeah. Pretty stable for a, you know, the kind of helicopter he is. It's a little bit of wind, but not much. Now this guy, you know, I think, yeah, there is a bit of wind. The wind is, I'm having to correct him for the wind here. The wind is going a little bit this way, a little bit that way. Otherwise, without wind, because he's got stabilization, he's very, very stable. But his stabilization won't stop the wind making him drift. You know, but he is a very stable helicopter generally, because he's got computer stabilization. The computer stabilization has just come on so much over the years now that, you know, it's not that long, or 10 years maybe, I don't know, not that long since you very rarely saw a helicopter without a flybar, because the flybar was the standard way they stabilized RC helicopters. It was not common to see helicopters without flybars, but you know, on the other hand, these days new helicopters hardly ever come out with flybars, because flybars are not the best system. They can cause problems, flybars. With computer stabilization, you don't really need a flybar. You can do what the flybar used to do better by computer stabilization. And with much mind, you can do all sorts of different things as well, of course. You've got a lot of variety in terms of what you can do. I am not an exciting helicopter pilot. I don't do all those 3D stunts and things. I like to fly helicopters, but just, you know, crazy though it may sound for 3D helicopters, because it's not mostly what the 3D helicopter... Whoops. Excuse me? It's not what the RC helicopter hobby is principally about, I know. Oh, Ooh, getting in the sun there. Sorry, I whacked him into the ground a bit there, but I didn't want to let him get into the sun and blind me. Doesn't talk, this one, but it does have throttle hold. He was building up, I did notice it as he warmed up, like a lot of them do on this cold morning, he was building up more power as he warmed up. I don't want to fly much more, but I do want to spin him up again. He flies off something like a 500 milliamp hour. I think this is actually a 600 I've got in him now. Battery with a Molex connector, and they seem to provide him, it's only a single cell, but they seem to provide him with plenty of power. Okay, well he seems to have survived that little whack into the ground okay. I think we'll leave him at that for today, but you can, now, as I say, I am a wimpy helicopter pilot. You can do, if you want to, well, I couldn't speak to how well he does all those 3D stunts because I don't do them. But he can do all of those 3D stunts. You know, well, I don't know how much he can do TikToks. He can certainly fly upside down and do loops and things. Of course, in real world, nobody does loops in helicopters, I don't think, do they? Anyway, but really, for anyone other than a real beginner helicopter pilot, this is a helicopter I would definitely recommend, absolutely. I recommend a real beginner start with, you could, all sorts of things you could start with. That new that new Blade S70S, which is actually a rebranded eSky 150, is fine to start with. All the old Nano CPS, or as I say, the WL Toys V911 is probably your most inexpensive option for a starter helicopter. At only, even today, 45 bucks Canadian. This, I forget what this was. This is more in the sort of 140 Canadian region, but it's a much more capable helicopter. And as I say, I would strongly recommend it to almost anyone interested in helicopter flying, except perhaps someone just trying their first helicopter. WL Toys V977, also sometimes known as the PowerStar 1, but I wouldn't go by the PowerStar 1 because they seem to use that designation for various different things. So check that what you're buying, if this is what you want, is a WL Toys V977. Okay, well, this, I guess, we've had a little bit more successful day flying the helicopters today than yesterday. And this, I think, is going to be the last one today. This is, what do they call it? Well, yes, the XK K100 Falcon. Large torque coreless motor, it says now. It's a coreless motor, not a brushless motor. I see that I do have throttle cut on. Yes. I see I've broken and repaired the canopy on this one at some point. Yeah, that battery may be a bit big for him, I'm not sure. It's hard to remember with these things exactly what batteries they want. I put the same kind of battery in him that I had in the V977, a 600 milliamp hour aftermarket helicopter battery. I'm a wee bit, no, it may be a bit heavy for him and it may throw his balance off. But let's see, because I don't remember, well, what else would he take? It fits in terms of going into the battery bay, but it doesn't go very far forward with that canopy. We'll take throttle hold off and see. Spin him up and try to go up. There we go. Yep. Not, well, you know, that battery may be a little heavy for it. I mean, he seems a little, yeah, he doesn't have, well, and also they sometimes take a bit of time to warm up on these cold mornings, but at the moment he's showing, doesn't seem much power. But I don't think it's fair to blame him for that, because they may be flying him with the wrong battery. He may have too much weight on. I'd have to look what battery he's really supposed to fly with. I mean, it's, you know, it's the right connector and polarity and all that, obviously, else it wouldn't fly him, but it's, it seems a bit long for his battery bay, and he's feeling a bit weak, so I'm thinking it's putting too much weight on him. It's a 600 milliamp hour single cell with a Molex connector. I think, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's meant to take more, like, maybe only take a 250, in which case this is twice the weight, you know, that's supposed to have. Oh well, I was going to turn around to my left, but then I'm now changing my mind about that, because if I do that I'm going to be facing the sun, and the sun is, you know, just in a very awkward position now. It's up about it, so if I were flying this helicopter towards the sun now at this height, I'd be looking right at the sun. That's about how far above the horizon the sun is now. Lots of heat in the sun still, I'll say that. It's mid-October now, getting towards mid-October anyway, second week of October. And there was a lot of frost on the ground when I got here today, but there's still a lot of heat in the sun. So it warms up when the sun comes out. Quite a lot. I mean, I was cold when I got here, now I'm getting to the point where I'm almost too hot in this jacket. Do a little nose in hover here. I'm not doing much with these. I'm sorry if you're expecting exciting helicopter flighting. My most exciting, I mean, I'll zoom them around sometimes in relatively fast circles and stuff like that. That's about as exciting as I get. I don't really do the 3D stuff. This guy can. Again, this guy does have I've not got him in idle up mode. I've just got him in normal mode. And I don't think I feel like putting him in idle up mode at the moment. I put him in idle up mode sometimes, but I don't do a lot with it. You've actually got more positive control over his altitude and things with in idle up mode, of course, because you can, you know, you can push him. But the collective pitch helicopters come down pretty well, even in normal mode. Talking of coming down, he's sort of running out of power now, I think. I mean, he always was a bit weak because of the heavy battery, and now he's oh, dogs. Why have we got dogs here? I do not know why we have dogs here, but I don't want them to eat my helicopter. Hello, where did you come from? Where did you come from? Who do you belong to? Well, I'm assuming they're very nice dogs, so I'm assuming their owner can't be very far away, but I don't see their owner. There's not another car here. Never seen them before. I've heard dogs barking often, but I've never seen dogs before. They make me a bit nervous because, well, I mean, apart from yourself, and of course, guard dogs can bite you. These seem quite friendly, but, you know, dogs find helicopters kind of exciting. They'll sometimes run at them and try and chew them like a chew toy, which obviously I do not want. I do not want dogs trying to treat my helicopters as a chew toy. Well, I'll have to ask the guys who look after this field about that. I've never been warned before about two large black and white dogs turning up unattended, but anyway, that was a reasonably successful, albeit slightly strange, flight of the K100 Falcon helicopter.